Spiritual duality suggests that we all have a part of ourselves that we're proud of and bring to the light, as well as a shadow self which contains traits we'd rather hide. These traits often manifest as emotional reactions or negative behaviors, as ignoring them can lead to unresolved triggers and self-sabotage. Shadow work involves exploring and integrating our shadow selves, including repressed emotions, fears, and desires to foster personal growth and healing. Watch this video till the end as I walk through some healing tips inspired by my research as well as my own personal experiences, as by balancing and integrating our lighter and shadow selves, we connect with our unconscious mind to uncover insights and embrace self-acceptance. Don't go away. Society has taken on a judgmental, you need to stop or you need to change approach when it comes to self-improvement. This causes us to suppress traits we're taught to believe are shameful, when in reality, improving yourself is all about balance. When we recognize and face our shadow, we become whole and balanced. Our shadow self helps with boundary setting and gives us the personal power needed to create harmony with our lighter selves, without the feeling that we need to change the essence of who we are. Also, we can take control of these traits so that they will no longer affect our lives negatively. Facing your unconscious shadow requires self-awareness, courage, and sometimes the support from a therapist, but is essential for improved mental health and personal growth. Knowing your shadow side will also improve your relationships. When we can accept and understand ourselves, we are more able to accept and understand others. Your sexual energy from a spirituality standpoint is the basis for life force and creativity. Unfortunately, this part of our shadow self takes the most judgment from others. In order to liberate and balance this energy, we have to understand the outside energy influences that stimulate it. It's no secret that from childhood our sexual energy has been influenced by the media, but the biggest influence is way more subtle. It's called synastry. Synastry is the study of how an individual's energy interacts with others. Although it does not always have to do with romance, synastry is very powerful as it can influence how we feel around a person and their physical attractiveness, as well as the potential for emotional attachment to that person. Because energy connects us all, this energy can be stimulating whether you're talking to someone over the phone, seeing them on TV, or even a photo. A helpful tip is that if you happen to have this person's birthday, for example, most of our celebrity crushes' birthdays and birth charts are in the public, you can do a comparison with your birthday to explain why you are so in love with them in the first place. Synastry does not discriminate between race, sex, religion, family status, or sexual preference. Knowing this helps explain things like, I normally am not attracted to this certain type of person, but I find this specific individual in this category irresistible. Or, although I feel like I may be judged for having feelings or attraction for this specific person, I can't help the way I feel. Lastly, I find this specific individual annoying, but I feel an intense physical attraction to them. How does this knowledge help to liberate one's sexual energy, you might ask? For example, it can help us identify the individuals in which we're interested in the total package and those that we're only interested based on the influence of fleeting heated synastry energy. In the case of addictions, it can help us understand that it is possible to find balance by creating a more self-accepting way to be stimulated or satisfied without limiting ourselves to one thing. An inspirational thought process I personally use to help with the acceptance of my shadow traits is to remember that one can also have too much of things that are perceived to be good or innocent, such as the scenario I like to use called the golfer and the drinker. Golfing is universally accepted to be a positive life influence, while drinking alcohol in some cases is thought to have a negative life influence. The golfer and the drinker in this scenario both have a family, but in this case, the golfer has an addictive personality and the drinker has a balanced mindset. In many family outings, the golfer is not present because they are busy golfing, which can hurt family relationships. On the other hand, the drinker likes to enjoy a glass of wine at a family get-together or have a drink or two every once in a while when they're going out dancing with their spouse or friends. This can build relationships. The moral of the story is while good and bad are relative to cultural and personal views, balance is needed in everything. The benefit of shadow work is that most of the time, our shadow traits are actually valuable parts of our personality. Your shadow doesn't just hide traits that people consider undesirable, it can also hide amazing parts of yourself, like creativity or independence. But if they're truly weaknesses, you're better able to address them and you bring them out to the light so that you can understand and maybe better manage them. For example, you have commitment issues. Every time someone gets close to you, there's a tendency to push them away. Over time, you begin to create a shadow journal to reflect on past patterns stemming from your childhood and determine that the trust issue started as a result of one or both of your parents rarely committing to plans to spend quality time with you. Even though this pattern negatively affected your personal relationships, there's an equal appreciation for the independence you've gained, which has helped you confront life challenges. You later determine there is a fear of being let down again, and your true desire is for someone to care and support you. Knowing this inspires the need to plan, to balance the need for independence in order to maintain a healthy social and personal life while maintaining a sense of self. It's hard to discuss confronting your shadow without including a spiritual phase called the dark night of the soul. The dark night in this scenario represents the hardship and pain the soul meets on the way to connect to its divinity. For example, you're excited about your plans to save money this year, and out of nowhere, your house and car starts breaking down. This puts a strain on your relationship or marriage and causes you anxiety, which affects your health. And with that comes a multiple visit to the hospital, which makes medical bills pile up, and you feel that you're at a crossroads or you're having a bad streak. This is a normal process in spiritual evolution, contrary to popular belief, and is not happening because the universe or God is punishing us. Once you've created a plan with milestones and deadlines that are realistic for you, it is important to add self-care methods like meditation or doing things that make you feel rewarded and giving thanks to the universe for what you currently have and your accomplishments so far. This will help boost your morale and your willingness to keep improving. Before I go, I want to leave you with a personal mantra I use that may sound familiar. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Please like and subscribe so I can continue to bringing you this great content.